and we're back with another video today pertaining to the EA college football game coming out in a couple of weeks now. We're like 32 days away from the early release, and I think 36 from the official. If you like this type of content, man, go ahead and like this video, and also as well subscribe to the channel. We're continuing to grow. We're trying to get to that 1K subscriber mark. We're at 899 as I'm recording this right now. So we only need 101 more people to subscribe, and we're going to be giving away 2 free copies of the new EA college football game. But we have to hit that subscriber, note by at least, July 15th. So we do have a few bit of news tidbits, man. Nothing major going on right now at this point. We're supposed to be getting some type of deep dive on something within the next week or so. It's been 2 weeks since we've gotten a deep dive on anything. So they're saying within the next week. I think right now EA is kind of putting their focus towards Madden at this time. The Madden cover just came out, so they're kind of focusing on that. But I think next week we'll start getting some more EA college football news. So some kind of big news that came out this week from GameStop. So GameStop is releasing a homecoming edition of the game. Now, this was already kind of rumored a couple months back that it kind of got leaked, but we never seen it when it came out. I'm going to be honest, I think this is kind of an L on GameStop, because why did you wait until 2 or 3 weeks after EA did it? You probably should have just did this while EA was actually dropping everything. But anyway, this is exclusively through GameStop, so you can only get this homecoming pack edition of the game through GameStop, and I think the base of it is going to be $150. So with the homecoming edition, man, pretty much you're going to get 3 things here. Obviously, you get the game, obviously, so technically 4 things. You're going to get the game, and they have it digitally, or, if you want to do it physically as well. They have both versions. So pretty much you're going to get a miniature locker that's going to kind of showcase your love for college football. Also as well, there's going to be a EA college football branded jersey that you can get as well. Now, that might be the one they were stitching, in that teaser trailer back in February. So it might be something that's similar to that, or looks similar to that. It's going to be like a black jersey, I believe. And then also as well, they're going to give you a EA college football branded football. So if you're into memorabilia and stuff like that, this is going to be more so for you. But I think it's a dope thing that, GameStop is doing. I think they just should have capitalized on it kind of when, Sony and everybody else and EA put out the pre-orders. They should have probably did that then, but whatever the case may be, this is a pretty dope thing. So there was also some more kind of gameplay news that also dropped over the last couple of days. So pretty much a kind of popular YouTuber by the name of Not an Expert, he does like college football content and stuff like that. He put out a video pretty much saying that, you could toggle off he wasn't sure, but he kind of assumed that you can toggle off the wear and tear thing. A lot of people have been talking about that. That's been one of the big things that EA has continued to bring up. He talked about that, and he pretty much said that he believes that can be toggled off. So Scott O'Gallagher is a creative director at EA Sports and has been a part of the EA college football team, and he pretty much came out and confirmed, yes, wear and tear can be turned off. This is something that can be toggled off, which is good, because if it's anything like the Madden fatigue system, and all that, yeah, you're going to need to be able to toggle that off, to be honest. So I am glad to hear that he did confirm that. But yes, it is something that can be toggled off, so we did get that confirmed by somebody from EA. So Scott O'Gallagher also went on to talk about the revamped passing system that they have. Now, we already know they're bringing that's new to the game and stuff like that. Similar to the precision passing in Madden, but a little bit different. Scott O'Gallagher also addressed that as well. He said when it comes to the revamped passing, red, which is indicating the color, means that the ball is off frame, catchable but harder to bring in. Our changes to the accuracy system prevents wild over or under throws, except in extreme cases like throwing all the way across the field while rolling right, which I like that. That gives some really good accuracy. I don't think this is going to be as difficult to deal with as well, so I really like that. It brings a realistic aspect to the game, and I'm not going to lie, I really think the revamped passing is going to be a skill thing. That's going to be able to tell who's good and who's not, if you're going to be able to master that. So someone else went on to ask Scott O'Gallagher, do you mind explaining the kicking meter to us? And I'm 100% with him, because I really still don't really understand it, to be quite frankly honest, and maybe that's something they're going to break down a little later, but I just don't get the way it looks, so I'm glad this guy asked that. He said accuracy, composure, and kick distance affects how fast the ball moves from side to side. Home field advantage and the player's composure impacts how much the arrow shakes. So essentially, he's telling us that you're going to have an experienced kicker that's going to be really good. And that's what's going to determine how fast that meter moves from side to side, which makes sense. So I'm kind of glad that this guy asked that, because that's something that I also had a question about as well. So Scott O'Gallagher asked even some more. He got asked some more questions. Some person said, how will y'all balance the abilities that become the quote unquote meta, and do y'all plan to, update the game a lot? He went on to say, I don't know what the meta will be. I'm excited to see a triple option player against someone using the air raid. We're very pleased with how the abilities are playing right now. Remember, these are situational boosts, zero guarantees, which that's one thing we were all concerned about, because we know with Madden, with the X factors, like when they're on, it's pretty much guaranteed they're going to shut down everything, or they're going to be unstoppable. So I like how he pointed that out and kind of said this ain't no guarantee pretty much. So Scott O'Gallagher got even more in the weeds here. So one guy on Twitter that replied to that message and said, one of the dynamics about football games, and I guess he's talking about video games, obviously, I've always found interesting is that folks often say coverages are broken, when in reality, quarterbacks have, on average, way too much time to throw the ball. And then Scott O'Gallagher replied and said, the changes up front are immediately noticeable and haven't been discussed enough. You don't have much time to wait and make those third window throws, except in particular situations when the defense brings three or you have a big advantage up front. I love this. This is how detailed this game is. So, for example, if you're playing against Michigan and you have Kennesaw State, your D-line's probably not going to be able to get pressure like that, because guess what? You're playing one of the better O-lines in the game and you're Kennesaw State. So they're going to have an advantage where they're going to be able to sit back there and pass the ball all day. And if you're in zone coverages or man, your player's not going to stick with them forever. Your defensive line has to get pressure. So I love this addition to the game, and I'm excited to see it. So this next bit of information was kind of confirmed by Eric Rayweather. He's a real popular YouTuber and stuff like that. He does, EA content, Madden, and now college football. He did make an update on equipment. Now, this is a little unfortunate. He did say that there will be no ski mask. I know a lot of people thought, they seen Travis Hunter in a ski mask in the trailer. They saying that that's not coming to the game yet, but he said that could be coming sooner than later. And also as well, there is no one leg sleeve, unfortunately. So we've seen a couple people with 2 leg sleeves. I don't really understand why they can't do one, and I think Eric Rayweather said the same thing pretty much. He really didn't understand why they couldn't do one, but for right now, there is two. You have to have at least 2. If you're going to do sleeves, it can't just be one. It has to be 2. So I think that pretty much covers all the news that's going on right now with EA College Football. I would expect some news maybe, like I said, next week, more so than anything. But if you guys like this type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, and we will holler at y'all next time.